What's up, YouTube? This is Alicization here, and on this edition of Anime Reactions, we're going to go ahead and react to the first episode of the second half of the Alicization, Sword Art Online Alicization War of the Underworld. Now, I know I had this on deck for the logo right here. This is kind of something I just kind of found. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go use it until I can find someone, to maybe help customize. Might ask Mouse for it, but I mean, because of the whole thing regarding, the whole SAO sort of thing stuff. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to make a new logo for a customized logo for me, but I'll see what it is. So I'll just leave this logo for now. I mean, it does look okay. Well, a little bit more. It could be just more to it. Anyways, so I don't know if I'm going to label this episode 25 or War of Underworld season or episode 1. I will just try to put tags in it, like depending on what I ultimately decide. So from where we left off, Kirito basically lost Eugeno, and unfortunately, the reactions to that half are gone because the whole situation with YouTube. And I was really touched by that departing, regardless of all the nitpicks that it had right there. Now, there was something that was brought up that the problem with the whole thing in Alkanization, Kirito doesn't act like Kirito for the most part in this arc. And what was really specified, and it kind of makes sense, is that they cut out a lot of the stuff that would give more sense to how Kirito was acting. Now, a certain idiot called Mother's Basement is of course going to be is still just criticized for whatever it is, and then criticizing the source material, calling Ricky an ass. Well, okay, he didn't call Ricky an ass. So but he did say, I'm pretty sure I remember he openly stated he questions Ricky's ability to write. Ricky's not a really okay, let's be real. Ricky's not a masterful sort of writer, but you gotta consider what the standards back at the time when he was writing the story for Sword Art Online. So I'm gonna give him all the benefit of the doubt. But let me know this: the alternative was Axel, and that was just awful. They tried a new way to have the MC here, but the MC just ended up having Deus Ex as well. So I don't know where where they're going with that. But it is what it is. I like for this. I didn't ride on some damn hater bandwagon like those other fucking idiots did. I mean, because they're idiots and they don't even know they don't even know what's right or I don't know what's right or wrong. No, well, okay, I do, and I kind of don't, because sometimes because it's just a matter of biasness, and we're all in the end we're all subjective. It's all subjective. There's only a slight sense of object. We're all subjective, and there's only a slight sense of objectiveness when it comes to shows like but to be said, guys, I don't want to name off right now. Well, Sword Art Online is an isekai and also not an isekai, because no one gets killed and then reincarnates to another world. That's the isekai we know about, right? Or gets teleported. They are just teleported to the mind, they're just kind of this virtual world sort of thing, so that kind of makes sense. Uh, I don't like when V-Reigns is compared to this show. Because V-Reigns is pretty much soulless. I'm sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh fans. That series was V-Reigns is tried to be something else. It tried to be what Sword Art Online is, and it ultimately failed in both regards. Like people will be saying Sword Art Online and shit, see V-Reigns and then say it's good. Like no. That thing is dead. That thing tried to be some. That thing did not know what identity it wanted to go to, and it failed. It ultimately failed in what I don't like. The ending didn't help either. Like it was just like, what? Did you just wrap up like that? Like what? Nothing was really solved. There was nothing regarding those other guys in the back of the scenes and whatnot. And just like, oh, there might be a continuation. Or nah, I'd rather have the slightly more fulfilling. Like as much as the Arc 5 ending was bad, it still had a fulfillment. It still had a more you know, a more, you know, stamping of a stamp of approval conclusion. Okay, even if the stamp of approval was, you know, hesitant. Okay, V Range is, I don't know. The fact when you consider the entirety of it, and then that ending to where just everyone just continues off what they are. The characters just well sided. Most of the characters all sided. I don't know why. Like that show disappointed me a lot. I mean, because the end and there's so much that it could have done, and what it didn't do, Sword Online is able to do. I'm just in terms of the virtual, like there's actual something going on. Like even if it can get even if it may seem ridiculous, may seem like makes no sense to someone, we're in fucking anime, right? There has to be some sense, but you have to think because there's fiction. There has to be something else. Murder Basement is the same guy that praises all some of the other those others sort of shows that try to that seem deep seated but really aren't. Okay, I mean, so I don't know where that guy's going with. I mean, I respect his opinions. I mean, I do follow him because he does have some good he does have some decent taste to him. No dissing on him, but when it comes to Sword Online, I don't agree with him at any point in time regarding anything he says about that show. Because I think he just wants to shit on it. Digibo, I don't have an opinion on. I think he just gave up trying to hate it. I don't know. He just rambles about it now, but not necessarily hate it. Although this is Digibo, the same guy that somehow likes enjoys Arifureta. Well, Arifureta has enjoyability, but for a bad reason. Really not for the good part. Like not because it's good, but because it's so bad. It's actually funny. Like I won't recommend that show. I won't recommend Arifureta to anybody unless if they can unless if they can stomach turd like CG and some really bland sense of storytelling and characters. But I will digress. I think I've said enough. I'm just going ahead and get this started. Hopefully I pulled up the hopefully I didn't pull up any bad looking files. Like hopefully this whole thing wasn't hopefully they got the right subs here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this up. Everything seems alright, I guess. Let me just go ahead and this time. Alright, so I'm just gonna turn on the subs. Let's get started. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay, it's a time skip. I think it's about several months. I think it's a time skip or some. Is it just me, right? Okay. I don't want to get Berserk fans mad, so I'm just gonna hold off for a sec. The anesthetics for this new season is as good as always. Even if the movement and the sort of consistency with the and all that, the choreography is off. Yeah, the fight choreography with this show is still quite off. Like from last season. We'll see if that improves. So you're telling me. So you're telling me, uh, Alice has the role of guts, and oh, flashback. And Kirito is basically in Griffin's position, and Kirito himself is the black sword. Right. Best girl though. Well, best girl in this season though. Oh wow, man. The visuals are look good. The opening is not so much is not that, particularly fantastic though. Oh, big villain? Oh, if only those sort of that lit ass fight scenes can be as good as when in the actual with during the actual episodes. Yeah, he is totally in Griffin's position right now. Are you serious, guys? I hope it wasn't an intentional ripoff. I'm sorry if I'm in a minority that never really got tired of Sword Art Online, as I do with some other more popular shows. I just never could buy into the hater bandwagon. I never did, and I never will. I'm just saying, guys. It's been a while. What I don't really like is the whole time skip thing. Like, I wonder if the time skip was in the light novel. I'm not sure yet. I don't know how long has it been. Yeah, I guess it has to be have been like a few months, right? Nothing beats the art the visual artwork of nature, right? Pure nature. Right? Flashback. Oh yeah, Kirito doesn't quite remember everything from the world he used to come from. How is that guy alive? Yeah, okay, he probably wasn't killed off. Although it did that felt weird. I don't think they explained it well. So she was just basically going to transmute and mind hacks everyone into weapons. That's a it's not like I haven't seen that sort of idea before. Can't. Yeah, I mean, you're not in a really good shape to defend yourself at this point, considering what's happened. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Oh God, the CG. No, the CG. At least there's no CG dragon. Thank God. That dragon looks fucking beautiful. Just feed him the raw. Oh wait. Oh wait. That's in the commercial. My bad. Some like. So she basically. So she basically kidnapped Kirito and like back to her own place. Yep, she did. In the flesh. Understandable. Kind of. It's still cold though, but I can understand the fears that the villagers have. So what? So they just ended up living in a little cottage. Just waiting for Asuna though. To be called. You gotta shine. You gotta look at the. You gotta have to focus on that sword, huh? It still feels weird the way that sounds. It doesn't feel like you're chopping a tree. It sounds like you're clanging against metal. Unless if there are trees out there that do sound, that do, you know, feel and and sound like metal when hit. Oh, okay, so it's platinum. Just call fucking Jotaro in. Oh wait. So it's a once in a month. So once a month, one job or one request. See what you got. Okay. Checking the durability. Okay. The stats. Check. Can you handle them? Yeah, I just said something that sounded really wrong. Wonder if you can handle it the same way. Well, is that a flimsy sword to you? Bro. I think you might want to take a step back too, guys. No, I think she cut it all the way through. You might want to move out of the way. I told you might want to move. Damn, girl. You still got it, man. Would you try? You were going to pay me, right? You were going. That's it. I don't think you want to mess with her after that. You don't want to mess with her after that. Wait, what part of it made you think so? What part of it? What part of what you saw made you think he was trying to take advantage? You fucking assholes. The only props I'll give him is that they didn't look all frightened when she, started to go fucking was threatening to go Saiyan on them. Fuck you looking at, you dumbass, man. I hate the glare looks. I just want to poke each and every one of their eyes out. I don't care about. I don't care about the why they're doing that. There's a reason for it, but really, really, guys, this is the same. These are the same guys that are to protect you from that damn dark territory all this time. You gonna treat them like that? But it goes to show how stupid people can be. Like the more ill-informed or more not well-informed, the more the more retarded they can get. Wait, dragons can gain weight? Why am I asking that? Well, the dragon has the dragon here. I'm already like I like the name though. She wearing Yuji clothes? I hope they're not his clothes. Uh oh. Hmm. Who's that? Yeah, bro. Wow. What? Oh, the siblings just sleeping next to each other, man. That's pretty nice. So now that you meet up with them again, the guy is obviously insensitive to the amount of shit Kirito went through, regardless of whether or not the anime showed enough of that. I mean, yeah, a few months of layoff can actually, let your make your skills pretty blunt after a while. But because she's been basically been the way she's been like a knight all this time. War's gonna the smell of war is gonna draw her back at some point in time. So yeah, not whole lot happened. Just a bit of a little time skip, and a bit of a little bit of a scan through of what has been going on so far. With the administrator gone, hmm, I don't know, man. I don't know, Alice. I don't know, my dear. I don't. I feel like I'm supposed to know, but I don't. Uh-oh. Still more trouble? Oh no. Whatever he's looking up at. That's the same village that rejected them. Oh crap. Don't let Seika die, please. Okay, well, not a really good episode to try to get us hyped for this season, but considering what it tried to do with the previous season, I'm okay with this, but I am worried. What I do ultimately worry about is how they're gonna pace everything and how much they're gonna show or not show. DK, I see you here, man. Sir drops a lot, bro. I'm shouting you out right now. At least you're not dropping all the. At least you're not. At least you like the shows that I like from the that most of the shows that I like from this season. So I'll give you a pass at that. Well, except for Azur Lane. I I can't agree with Azur Lane. But this episode is basically a time skip thing, and I don't know how to feel about time skips. Is for me, it depends on if enough stuff has been done prior to has been there's enough of an explanation to like something is like there's enough context to the to allow that to pass, and I don't think it did it well because it still feels like there's a lot of stuff not explained not explained or not showcased as well, like the aftermath of after Miss fucking naked ass administrator gets killed. And apparently, I actually forgot the Integrity Knights they were defeated weren't actually dead. They were just kind of down for the count, and then just kind of were able to heal themselves. Unfortunately, I don't know how. Unfortunately, it wasn't shown how they were able to recover. That's a hole that I found. That's a problem I found here. Because so that's why I did look confused when that guy kind of showed up. Alice decides to because he realized that someone's gonna try to kill Kirito because in that state he is in, which is unfortunate because it's not like Kirito's at fault here. He got a lot like someone from the outside locked him down, and now he's in that sort of state where he's just vulnerable. And the way you just saw how helpless he is, and Alice having the obligations to be chained to protecting him, taking care of him. This is a really this is a shitty situation they're in. It's not the worst, but it's just like there's not much they can really do from here. Like Asuka can only do so much. I mean, by herself. I mean, yes, she's one of the strongest Integrity Knights, but there's only but a few months progression of not really having active combat or duty or anything, and just caring for someone like it can blunt your skills, and that's why she mentioned to Elias that she wouldn't be able to stand up against him if she went up against him right now. That is totally that makes so much sense, and this doesn't just apply to fiction. This also applies to sports. Any sort of competition, when you're off buffer, when you like on a like a break or a leave, when you come back, your skills are going to be blunt, are going to be rusty, and you're not going to last long. That's a given. That is a given. And that's probably going to be me if one day I go back to the gym, if I can afford a gym membership. But then again, I still keep myself fit. But for gym wise, I don't know about that because gym members are quite a nuisance to try to pay every time, and sometimes it may not be worth it when you consider all the traffic in the gym. So that's something you got. That's so for me, it would have to be try to slowly build a little home gym on my own, which is something unfortunately I don't really prioritize at this point. But that's just my choice. Um, so the discrimination against former Integrity Knights is kind of understand well against Alice though because she was so labeled a criminal. I didn't fucking like the looks they gave him. Whatever regards, I actually felt I was kind of seething right there. Like it is disgusting. It felt really forced there. It's just something to where like, did you really need to show that? And and I know you had to show that, but it was just unnerving. Like the way it was presented, like I don't. It's just like oh, they just immediately started hating on some like I don't know because Alice has not done anything in particular to offend them. Like she's not attacked anyone. She is not. She is only threatened. She is only threatened them, but she's not attacked. She hasn't attacked anyone. Well, she's at least like gave them a warning, but they better be glad she's not cutting them down one by one or all at once. She could literally just do that right there, but she didn't. She of course because she's not that sort of person. Of course, she's not that sort of person. She has to put up with this fucking shit. This is not a good position they're in, and it's about to get worse. But you know what? When I saw the fire at that last part, I'm just like, they kind of deserved it for rejecting them. Now I don't want to sound mean, but but they kind of deserve it. But on the other hand, you worry about Senka, who is trying to help Alice and Kirito as well. At this point, she's in danger, and please pray to God, don't kill her off, please. She does not deserve it. I mean, I want to know, I want to think she's safe, but at the same time, uh, the shows like these can bring up a lot of unexpected tragedies, for better or for worse. Well, not unexpected. It's just like you have a feeling that it's gonna happen, but you don't want it to happen. And when it happens, you're like, "Fuck," you know. So not exactly a great start to start off this, this second half of the Alicization story, but not a necessarily bad one. I don't see anything particularly bad about this first episode. And I still don't see anything particularly bad about this show, other than the fact that it's typical and cliche and generic, but not in a way where it feels unengaging. I mean, it still is engaging, it's still entertaining, it's still enjoyable. It's not like the shitty stuff that I see in Damachi. Okay, the one that just felt, and I don't, and maybe that's also part on the anime, on the subpart animation staff and JC staff. But there's also other things too. It just feels like I don't know, like it feels too easygoing for that, but in that regards, it doesn't feel like there's a there's a lot of active sort of charm or activity to it personally for me. It just felt dull. It really does. Sword Art Online is something else because at least it tried to be serious. It's trying to be serious, but It's trying to give us something to actually care about, even if it's not the ideal, even if it's not something ideal. And I'm a hard guy to please, but Sword Art Online has never really offended me beyond something like beyond something like the beyond the whole Sugo the thing, the fairy dancing. That was the only one that I could say is pretty offensive, but I didn't really find anything else particularly offensive. Um, I don't really have much else to say for this episode, so I guess I should end it there. So that will do it for this edition of my reaction. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like this, if you want to if you want to subscribe and get notifications, just hit sub and hit the bell icon below. You can also fund me on just check out the links descriptions below. You can try to support me financially on my PayPal. The email there. You can also check out the other social media platforms I'm on. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my join my Discord server or check out my Patreon page. You can also check out the other channels on YouTube that I support. But that'll do it for this edition of Am Reactions. So until then, guys, we'll see you next time.